Aquele último vendedor que a gente não conseguiu nada com ele, né? Me parece que agora vai. Vamos dar uma olhada aqui. Se eu não me engano, são 10 carvões. Quer ver, ó? Vamos ver se agora vai. Não tava dando boa não. Ó, tá na sexta. Tá. Aí a gente vende. A gente dá pra ele um martelo, um machado. Deixa eu ver. Tô com 9, dá 5 aqui, ó. 5 cenourinha pra ele. Uma maçãzinha. É, vamos dar pra também. Era daquele cara que a gente deu um. Quebramos ele na porrada pra pegar. Enfim, aí vamos ver se vai dar agora. Agora vai dar boa, agora vai dar boa. Ah lá, ele aceitou, acho, hein? Boa! Aí, ó. Agora a gente vai levar lá pro nosso pai. Obrigado. Vamos lá, vamos correr lá. E era isso, galera. Era isso. Tava enroscando no último episódio, quem acompanhou. Não pegava. Eu não tinha visto, né? Era 10 carvão. E eu tava comprando 5, 6. Às vezes eu ia lá pegava 15. Tá em espanhol, tá?
Have you got everything I wanted?
Ué, o que deu de ruim? Ah tá, a gente precisa pegar cerveja. Agora eu lembrei. Vamos lá, rapidinho. Ó, já pelo menos a gente matou o vendedor aqui. Da outra vez a gente tava enroscado nessa missão. E pelo que me parece você completa essas missões primárias, né? Cadê a mulherzinha aqui? Aqui. Vou falar com ela. Bianca.
God save, my lovely. You're looking well today.
Cara tudo
You
ensanguentado.
too, handsome. What brings you here?
O que traz por aqui?
Your beauty, of
Tu.
course.
O cara não sabe nem mentir, né? Cadê aqui? Já, tá, uma jarra de...
I need
uma
ale
jarra.
for father.
Necessito de uma
A
cerveja.
pitcher as usual?
Aye.
But of course.
Pronto, vamos pegar a cerveja. A jarra de cerveja e agora a gente
Here you are.
leva pro pai de Harry.
Thanks.
Graças.
It's on me today. You can...
Out of the question. Thank. Vanny.
What?
Tá, vou passar aqui
How?
rapidinho,
Is
galera.
that so? Now what would...
Pra quem quiser ver essa
Really?
quest, ela tá no último
I hope you thank me.
You bet I...
vídeo. No primeiro vídeo que a gente gravou, comecinho, é que a gente ficou de enrosco, mas a gente completou a missão na primeira live. Agora a gente tem que fazer de novo. Agora vai dar boa. Agora a gente vai subir lá. Entregar a cerveja e o carvão pro papai. O papai tá esperando aí 3 dias, né? Enquanto eu não fiz live, né? Então, tá esperando uns 3 dias o carvão. Aí, pai, tá aí.
Yeah, about time. Have you got everything I wanted?
Você tem tudo que pedir? Tem.
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the
Tem
ale.
o carvão,
We can start.
tá.
Good
Cerveja.
job. Let's have it then, son. Well done.
Bom trabalho, bons obras então. Beleza. Agora vai dar o
Right.
pé dele.
Let's see what kind of
Tá em
job the
espanhol,
master
galera. Se
of
você
Sassel
quiser
did
assistir
for
aí,
us.
tá aí pra vocês.
Look at that lad. Well, that's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzig ordered it. Oh, this will be the finest sword. Good. Then fire up the forge. We'll put it all together.
Seja bem-vindo à live.
By the way, someone paid me a call. I reckon you might know what it was about.
I'm not sure.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure you and your friends threw dung at Deutsch's freshly whitewashed house. He was here with the catchpole earlier, and it was not a friendly visit. What got into you, Hal?
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Got what he deserved, did he? You can go and clean up the mess and apologize to him. I have a trade to run. The German pays well, and having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king. You understand?
Yes.
Look me in the eye, Henry.
Ixi, cara, o pai ficou bravo, hein? O pai ficou bravo porque jogou merda lá na casa do cara.
I understand.
Entendo, entendi.
And we'll never have this conversation again.
So you think it's right to let traitors speak ill of our king?
The boy gets caught, making a fool of himself, and he still hasn't learned his lesson. So Deutsch spouts rubbish, and what? You turn into a common thug. You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth and not your fists.
Se você quer convencer alguém que está errado, use a cabeça. Não a força. Aí, ó.
Furnace is ready.
Right, we'll do the grip.
Aí, ó.
I'll heat it up, and when I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing. Do it. Good. Once more. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
Father, why did you leave Prague? Who ever heard of a master swordsmith making horseshoes in a village?
I had my reasons, Hal. And here I have your mother and you. Why would I want any other life?
Do you remember Emperor Charles?
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague, and a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university, and all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here, and we'll put it all together.
Essa espada aí, galera, está sendo feita por um chefe militar dessa pequena vila. E a história, parece ter uma história por dentro dessa espada aí.
The Lord be with you. My father sent me for those nails.
Good day to you, Teresa. They're ready.
Bem, Teresa.
Will you fetch them for me, Hal? They're in the trunk in the living room.
Vou ver com o padre, tá. Essa aqui não. Caraca, Teresa.
Here are those nails you wanted.
Thanks. So, how's Bianca?
She's fine. Why do you ask?
Just wondering, will you be going to the dance this evening?
We will.
Eu vou ao baile
Maybe we'll
essa
see
tarde,
each
vou.
other there.
Hoje a gente vai
Anyway,
remexer.
mustn't keep you. I'll be on my way. That sword is truly beautiful.
Ela perguntou pra gente se a gente vai no baile hoje à tarde. Olha o zóio, olha o zóio.
Fine lass, eh?
Uma boa moça, né?
Now stop staring at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire.
Vamos testar a espada.
We did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
É isso aí, ó.
Those days are
Ei,
gone, sir.
senhor.
You haven't lost your skills, though. Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a
Let him
commoner?
try it.
Ó, você já percebe que ele não gosta que o filho dele pegue em espadas, né? Tanto que ele nem sabe.
You still have a lot to learn.
Tem muito que aprender.
Ask your father to show you how. He knows what he's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work, very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently. How odd to find such an accomplished swordsmith working in a place like this. A man of his talent would have no problem making a fortune in Prague or Vienna.
You're right. It's a very long and peculiar story.
Ele tem uma história longa.
I'd be glad to listen to it
curiosa.
over a cup of wine, but duty calls, and I must leave. Here you are.
Eu tenho assim minha
Learn
desconfiança
from
que o
your
pai do
father.
Harry ele foi um grande
He truly
guerreiro.
is a master of his craft.
I'm sure our paths will cross again.
He certainly will.
Once it's ready, send your son up to me with it. Good work, Martin.
Sir.
Senhor.
It's been an honor, Sir Ispan. Have a safe journey to Sasau.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzik. Thank you for the hospitality.
Obrigado pela hospitalidade.
A long, peculiar history.
Uma longa história
That was
curiosa.
a long time ago.
Ah lá.
I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Will you teach me how to use it like Sir Radzik said?
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
You talk as if you've seen it happen.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first, I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them or beat them.
Meet. You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
O mensageiro.
A messenger.
He was in a hurry. What's happened? Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry.
What about you?
Your mother is in the village. I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You'll do what I say right now. Give the sword to
Vai
someone.
agora.
If anything happens, we'll take care of you.
Dê a espada ao Sr. Hines e... beleza. Bom, ele confinou a espada a gente ali, galera. Só quem vai pensar em espada, né, mano? Os caras chegou matando todo mundo, mano.
Quickly! We have to close the gates!
Move! Come on, we're closing!
Move it, people!
Come on!
We're running
Come
out of
on!
time! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside, quick! We have to shut the
Keep
gates!
running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Are you mad? You can't go back! Ah.
É, careca, eu vou pegar você, careca. Eu vou pegar você, mano.
Hurry, Henry! There's nothing you can do! Come on, Hal! You can still make it! Run!
Eu vou pegar o careca ainda. Corre, corre.
Find a horse! Ride to town, Burke! Tell them what's coming! Warn them!
Cavalgue para Tuber.
There's a path down there!
Corre pelo
Jump down
fosso
to the
por ali,
path
ó.
and flee!
Beleza. Ele falou pra gente correr por aqui, pegar um cavalo e se mandar pro próximo vilarejo. É o que a gente vai fazer. A espada do Sr. Hensing. Kubla. O nome dessa, pela quest ali que eu vi, é uma visita inesperada. Vamos chegar aqui. Vambora. Vamos sair na carreira aqui. Vai lá. Vou pegar esse aqui, ó.
Yeah.
Tá carregando. Olha lá. muito bem. Vai lá, cavalinho, corre. Ó, ouvi o barulho de flecha aqui, o cara tá aqui atrás da gente. Ó, tentou menor já. Corre, cavalo.
Left. Almor gets to the left, along the stream.
Treta, hein? Pra correr. Vai, cavalinho, vai, cavalinho. O cavalo tá. Você tá trotando, você tá correndo.
Flee! Yeah. Flee! To Talbot! Yeah.
Vai, cavalo. Nossa, como é ruim. Meu Deus.
Flee! To Talbot!
Vai dar frente aí, meu camarada.
Go! They'll kill you all! Yeah.
Não, o que ele tá fazendo? Não desce não, desce não. É pra correr, o miserável.
Yeah.
Vai, só corre, filho. Isso, só vai cavalinho, pum, pum. Vai, cavalinho, vai, cavalinho. Hoje é o dia que você tem que correr como você nunca correu na sua vida. Vai, cavalo. Aí. O cara me desce no meio do cavalo, no meio da correria, aí não dá, né, mano? Aí quebra nós.
Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here!
Hey! And loose!
Pra fogo. Poxa, ainda bem.
Quickly! We're closing the gate!
Estamos fechando a porta. A legenda, repetindo, pessoal, tá em espanhol, tá? Mas é o que mais próximo que
Someone
eu,
give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages.
porque não tem em português. Tem inglês, francês e espanhol.
Tell me, boy, who are you and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the
A
ground?
huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Mas esse não
Who
é
then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours. Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that hair out.
All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand?
There you go. Azul pra você ver porque eu troquei o controle.
Thank you.
If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage?
Pra fazer, vou ouvir. Volta para o trabalho. Isso aí, ele vai cuidar da gente ali agora. Eu vou contar o que aconteceu, né? Não tô entendendo é isso. Você vê que cada província tem um governador, né? Vocês já perceberam isso?
Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground, but a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
Falar com o Sr. Robert. Robert é o comandante do exército desse vilarejo aqui, onde a gente chegou. Aquele Hansingel que a gente vai ter que entregar a espada, que o pai do Harry pediu, é do vilarejo onde a gente saiu, que é nossa terra natal, né? Então, assim vai sucedendo a história. Deixa eu ver aqui. Tá pedindo pra falar com ele ali. Sir Robert.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Please
I
tell
heard
me what
about your
happened in
father.
Skalitz.
They say he was a
I have
swordsman
kin
who
there.
moved to the countryside to make horses.
Deixa eu lá ver.
I can't understand why
Aqui a
you
gente vai
wasted
ter
talent.
comida, ele tá com fome, né?
He had a fine reputation. It's a great loss.
Deixa eu só arrumar aqui a configuração do controle. Configuração do jogo. Sensibilidade de mira. Tá alta pra caramba, mano. O controle tá ninja. Agora tá melhor. Tá, é aqui, né?
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
Milady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul, after everything he's been through? Bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, milady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the outer bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes. Thank you, milady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
Boa noite. Ó, aqui eles estão dando comida, né? Tá tratando a gente bem.
When you've done,
comida, bebida, hospitalidade, dando coisa pra gente
lodge.
dormir.
And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
E é isso aí, o RPG, esse RPG é mais ou menos assim. Então a gente pode vir aqui todas as vezes que a gente tiver fome, né? A gente pode vir, a gente vai ter lugar para dormir e para comer. Comer, Babilão, pátio, ir ao Babilão do pátio para dormir. Então beleza, ó, o Harry tá com fome, mano. O bicho tá varado, vamos comer tudo aqui, pera aí. Comer isso aqui, uma tigelinha. Uma salada de pato, vamos comer tudo. Beleza. Vou tacar a panela da tia aqui, ó. Ô tia. Olha lá, ó a energia ali embaixo, ó. Encheu tudo, hein, garoto? Encheu tudo. Tá, aqui a gente tem um mapa. Beleza, calma aí, depois a gente vê. Vamos comer aqui, ó. Um queijinho. Um purê de lentilha, pata assada, uma maçãzinha, contando essa energia. Melhoramos, agora a gente precisa dormir para a gente recuperar o resto da energia.
My word. Oh, good God. I need to lie down before I split my face open from yawning.
Tá, onde a gente pode dormir aqui? Aqui? Não, pra cá. Vamos ver. Cansaço, tá. Opa. Ah, o cara quer conversar agora. Então tá. Aqui, ó.
I'm sorry, but it's too hard for me to talk about.
Eu não quero falar sobre
I understand. It must have been terrible. Why don't you go and get yourself some rest?
Tá. É isso que eu tô tentando, descansar. Então, até mais. Obrigado. Depois a gente fala sobre aquele assunto lá. Agora eu não quero, agora eu quero dormir. Tô muito cansado, quase que eu morri. Vamos dormir. É, perdemos o pai e a mãe, né? Aquele carequinha lá, vou pegar ele. Então a gente tá aqui 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 1 hora, 2 horas, 3 horas. Tá, já fui de noite. Vamos acordar 7 horas do dia seguinte.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady... No, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Contar a história do ataque? É, tá chovendo, né? A gente não tem nada pra fazer.
I'll tell you what happened.
Vamos lá.
It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands. I went to the tavern to buy ale for Father. I know it's a job for a groom.
Fui à taverna comprar cerveja para meu pai.
My girl Bianca.
Tá.
I courted her a while and we agreed to meet in the evening. But our meeting was never to happen.
Oh dear boy.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his
Quando
work, and I
terminei
was
minha
looking
tarefa,
forward to
voltei
it.
para casa.
He was forging a sword for Sir
ajudaria com o trabalho.
Father and I always chat in the forge. On that particular day, I asked him if he'd teach me swordsmanship. He said no. He said it's better for a man to keep his head on his shoulders than lose it over some pointless heroism. If only you'd known what fate had in store for us.
Oh.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town. I saw smoke on the horizon from a village Sigismund pillaged on the way to our town, which was soon to meet the same fate.
God have mercy.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
Tá.
The gate to the castle was open. The bells and horns sounded the alarm, and the villagers ran to the castle to take cover. They were carrying the few possessions they could grab in haste, and I saw the terror in their eyes.
I can't even imagine how awful it must have been.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Townburg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I wasn't safe yet. The Cumans were going from house to house below the castle, looting and then torching them. They encircled the castle, and it was clear they could spot me at any moment.
May God punish them.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her.
Não, vou mentir não.
I wanted to help her. God knows I wanted to.
Vou falar a verdade.
Even though I had the sword we made for Sir Radzig, they had me outnumbered and they were well armed too. I only just managed to grab one of their horses and ride off. I couldn't help her any more than I could have helped my parents.
It wasn't your fault.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
É, aquela cena lá vai ser pro resto da
It's
vida dele.
terrible. How could
É
something
terrível,
like that
como pôde
happen?
passar algo assim.
God alone knows why he lets such things
Só
happen.
Deus sabe o que permite que
You poor
nós
boy.
passamos.
I
por lá.
understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors he went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years? And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. The best years are still ahead of you.
Would that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
seja covarde. Não, pai, ele não vai ser não. Relaxa que a gente vai treinar bastante. Vai pegar o careca.
Wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Olha lá, foi acordado no meio da noite. Me parece que tem um... Vamos lá ver lá. Uma tropa.
We could hide out somewhere until it's later.
Sure Sigismund ain't no fool. Backstabbing swine, mate.
But don't be daunted by their numbers. Heed my command, all will end well.
Hey, you men down there. Tell the people outside the walls to prepare for attack. Quickly, do you understand?
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmud in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz. Then who is it? The scouts Givish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund. Said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get there, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Halt! Who goes there? Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robber?
Sir Radzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Tamber?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense, and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street.
I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
Sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Tempo tenebroso. Tá. É, o povo do Harry tá indo pra outro lugar. Ele queria voltar pra buscar o pai e a mãe dele. Vamos lá falar.
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrols. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people, now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled. Report everything to me at once. Understood? I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep it? And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. I'll be with you.
Bom, a gente pode vigiar ali as amenas ali. As amenas eu acho que é aquele corredor, se eu não me engano. Mas vamos dormir, né, mano? Vamos dormir. Vamos ver se a gente consegue dormir. Se a gente conseguir dormir, amanhã é outro dia. Não dá. Ih, vamos ter que cumprir a missão mesmo. O general ali pediu pra gente, general da guarda, né? Pediu pra gente vigiar as amenas. Aqui, ó.
You'll never make a soldier if you can't say one simple order.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first
não volta
watch,
como uma ovelha perdida,
I
hein?
don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Ok, gosta. Não tava enrolando não, mano. Eu ia dormir mesmo, vigiar as amenas. Peraí. Eu não tenho tocha, mano. Tem uma tocha. Aqui não tem tocha. Tem que tomar uma tocha. restrito, hein? Pode estar aqui não. Tocha. Aí, galera, vamos conseguir dormir. Até que enfim, né? 7. Tá, 17. Olha umas 9 horas aí. 10 horas. Da tarde pra caramba. Acordamos no meio do... alguma coisa. O que está acontecendo?
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markvart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markvart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king. And here in Talmberg, divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Ratzik Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzik of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzik is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Ratzik Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzik Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will...
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there's little cause for joy.